So if you are under 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and you are struggling to see any kind of growth or progress whatsoever, I want to show you why this is and give you a 4-step framework to follow so your channel can grow and hopefully your next video will blow up and outperform every other video you've posted. So first part of this idea is all about the big idea of your video. Now I think a lot of people overlook this. They literally turn the camera on, start recording with no real strategy in place, which is probably the actual overpinning thing in this video. You're lacking strategy. You're literally turning your video on and thinking, well, if I just film this, I just film that, then hopefully one of these videos will blow up. But there has to be some kind of thought put into these videos and a structure for the long-term growth of your channel. Otherwise, you will just be stuck spinning your wheels. And this is what I've seen time and time again. So the big idea is the overarching strategy in this 4-step framework. And the idea encompasses what's actually in the video. It also is the title and thumbnail, or the packaging. The idea is the most important thing. How do you find your next idea? How do you find your next big idea for your channel? This strategy can be used in any niche, doesn't matter what you're in, what you want to make videos on, what your passion is. You can apply this to any channel. You can either brainstorm this on YouTube and go into the search bar and look at what is already performing right now, like recently, in your niche. So what are other creators making videos on that are performing well? I'm not saying copy them, but it's just going to give you a rough idea of what people are already watching on YouTube. Now, the next thing I want to show you of how to find big ideas for your next YouTube videos is a tool that I have here called 1 of 10. And I pay for this tool. I believe maybe a free trial of this. I'll leave a link below if you want to go and try it out. But essentially, you put your channel in here, and what it does is it finds what they call outlier videos. So an outlier video on YouTube is a video that performs exceptionally well over all the other videos on a channel. It does better than the average, basically. So I'll give you an example. Say if I just search gardening now. Right, this is a super broad niche. I'm going to delete all these filters. So click gardening. It's going to show me some gardening videos. Now this isn't really relevant until we start adding filters. So if I click filters here, and I'm going to add a multiplier for this. So I'm going to go 2x. So this is basically saying, show me videos that I've done 2 times the average of that average channel. 2 times the performance or views that a channel has currently got. I am also going to just put the publication date to the last 3 months, so then we have relevant videos, because obviously we put last 2 years or all time. It's going to give us videos from quite a while ago, which might not be relevant right now. So click apply changes, and it's going to change. So now what we have is a bunch of video ideas that are performing better than the average videos on that channel. So you can see here, it has multiples, so 2.4, 6 times better, 8 times better, 49 times better. That's a ridiculous outline video. Secret garden hacks for beginners. Grow your green thumb. That's interesting. Grow a garden admin becomes my best friend. 5 tasks you should do every day in the garden. Gardener attacks while working. I mean, that's just entertainment. There are some Minecraft looking videos which aren't really relevant to what I'm looking for. But essentially, you can use this tool to inspire these big idea videos, because this is literally YouTube data showing you what is performing right now. What are people actually watching? Let's try another one. We can go a little bit deeper on this. Let's just go vertical gardening. Now again, I don't know anything about gardening, but the filters are all still the same, and we have these videos that are outperforming when people search vertical gardening. Let's go for woodworking. Try that. So very interesting here. Woodworking projects that sell for high profit. Minecraft stunning wood box. 7 simple jigs that beat expensive woodworking tools. See, again, you can get ideas in here as well, not only just for the ideas of your videos, but also you can also see visually what are the thumbnails people are clicking on. Are there common patterns? Are there common trends? And to me, simplicity is always going to shine through on these, really. So you can use that for inspiration as well as your research as well. 10 carpentry tricks that change the way I work. See, these are all just inspiring ideas for me. So when I'm looking for ideas, I come to 1 of 10 to get the juices flowing, to look at what's already working in my niche or even other niches to see if I can model something from another niche in my own niche. That is part of my strategy. Now, the next part of this strategy is the hook. So once you've got the click, you've got the attention, you then need people to watch past the first 10-15 seconds, because if they don't watch past that, they're not going to watch the full length of your video. And then obviously your retention is going to drop, your watch time is going to drop, and then it's going to signal to YouTube that your video and even channel is not as valuable as you think, and people aren't finding it valuable. It has to be in the first 10-20 seconds. And I've got 2 examples here who I think do hooks amazing. And just notice what they're doing. They're just giving the audience, the viewer, a very clear value proposition, and they're paying off the thumbnail and title. So they've clicked if you imagine yourself a viewer on YouTube, you've clicked on the thumbnail and title. You want the first 10-20 seconds of what you're watching to be relevant to what you've clicked on. If it's not, you're going to be a bit confused and you're probably going to click off because it's not what you're looking for. So you have to be very clear and just tell viewers exactly what they're about to experience when they watch this video. So I'll show you now. James Smith is another great entrepreneur, business owner. I watch a lot of his stuff. So let's just play the first 10 seconds of this video. 7 easy fixes for viral reels every time.
Every once in a while, I go public with the feedback that I'm giving people in my mentorship. And if you want me to critique the content that you're putting out, there's a link on the description. Click on that, give me your details. I'll get into it in the next round. I've just cracked a can new tonic and I'm ready to give a roasting. Now, first thing I'm doing is I'm having a bit of an argument with someone.
Okay, so that's an interesting intro. Let's just try and find another one. The exact editing style that gained me 3,679,000 followers.
I've personally grown my social media over 3.65 million subscribers, followers, whatever you want to call it. And up until about 1.5 years ago, I did all the editing myself. Easily over 4,000 reels, maybe 250 YouTube videos. I edited every single podcast episode that I've ever done. That's one of the reasons I stopped the podcast, was it was literally me carrying it around in a duffel bag, 2 cameras, microphones, broadcaster mix deck. And with nearly 13 million downloads, I thought, you know what, now I'm probably in a position to bring it back. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to edit potentially with less effort, get better results, jump into the new era, new way of getting attention online, save yourself time, and give you a glimpse into exactly how I do it.
So that there, he spent 30 seconds talking about this story up until that point. I would actually argue he could have started at 30 seconds and just said, in this video, and then explain what he was talking about. Now, let's just go on to another guy, Ed Lawrence. He teaches YouTube, so listen to this.
Over the last 5 years, I've worked with more than 700 YouTube channels and I've helped generate hundreds of millions of views and tens of millions of dollars in sales, picking up a couple of silver play buttons of my own too. But along the way, I started to realize that nearly every struggling channel makes the exact same avoidable mistakes that massively hold back their earnings. So if you're frustrated with advice that doesn't seem to work, here are 19 of the most important lessons that I've learned along the way that will actually make you money from YouTube. Number 1.
You can see there, 19 lessons that you can apply right now. That's the value proposition. There was also some proof injected in there that he's actually done this and helping people make money in what he's teaching and grow on YouTube. So that's a really good hook. And that, to me, if you just go back to the thumbnail, you need 1 win. This is quite relevant. I work with 700 YouTube channels and learn this. So the hook, the title, and the thumbnail all work together to gain the trust of the person clicking and watching the video. Because if they watch that, they're more than likely going to watch the rest of the video, and hopefully if the video is good, they're going to garner value from that video, and then you'd hope they would watch even more of that channel's videos. The third part of this is the content. So it goes without saying, you need to deliver value, and you need to deliver on the promise that the thumbnail, title, and the hook have put forward. A well-structured video, I'm not talking about going with a teleprompter and reading off a script or anything, but have some direction as to what you're going to cover in this video or in your next video. Have a bit of a strategy behind what you want to share. That will take you country miles further, and it will also increase watch time and retention and build trust with those watching. In terms of video length, how long should your video be? There is no really determined length on a video. My one rule of thumb is to never make a video too boring. People just want valuable, interesting videos. If it's, you're talking fluff and there's parts in it that don't really add to what you're trying to get across, your point, then maybe you need to think about shortening things and deleting it. But there is no optimal video length. From my channels, I've realized that people are watching longer videos now. So they're watching on TVs, they're watching on iPads. So I'm thinking, well, I'm going to make longer videos because that's what people are watching. I want to try and create this bingeable effect that people just sit down and watch my videos. And then the next part of this is something that people miss out, but it's a massive key. And sometimes I don't do this, to be honest with you. The transition. So when I was talking about bingeable videos, we want somebody to watch more than one of your videos, because this is a bloody big signal to YouTube saying, look, this guy is watching 3 or 4 of Alex's videos. Let's show him to more and more people. It must be good. So we need to create this bingeable session. You want to try and get people to, like Tarzan, from one video to the next and so on. Instead of just ending your video with telling people to subscribe, comment, like, blah, 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 think about a video. Again, this comes down to the strategy as well beforehand. Think about a video that you can link that they would likely watch next. So say, for example, I'm making this video now on helping people get more views on videos who are under 1,000 subscribers. What makes more logical sense? So somebody's watched this video, say you for example, you watch this video. We've talked about the big idea, we talked about the hook, we talked about content, and then we're talking about transition. What is the next logical step? Like, what is the next question someone's thinking and asking by the time they get to the end of my video? Are they going to want to know how to put a good title and thumbnail together? Because essentially that is what gets the click, and that is one of the most important parts of it. Are they want to go and do like a deeper dive into finding big ideas? And that could link to a tutorial on 1 of 10, or me going through YouTube and looking through videos that have performed well that I could model. It could be all sorts. It could be a video specifically on hooks. Well, that could actually come after the title and thumbnail. So you could end that video with saying, like, look, you've got their attention, they've clicked on your video, but now we need to focus on the hook. And this is where most people mess up and they lose most of their viewers. So you could put a video together that links from the title and thumbnail video to the next logical step, which is how to create hooks that just keep people watching throughout your video. That would be the next logical step to me. And then you can go like that for all your channel. And you want to just create this like effect where people just keep watching and watching and watching your videos. I've got a couple of things on here and some notes that I'll go through as well. So those are that's the 4-part framework to give you some strategy as to how to make sure your next video gets more views than any video you posted so far. Now, if you're a small creator, some big mistakes I see: niche selection and audience focus. If you're at the start of your journey, you may even still be figuring this out and thinking, well, what is my niche? What am I even talking about? It can be a complicated question. It can be super simple, but people do overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. Just pick a niche. You can pivot after you've started your channel. And you can also talk about different things on your channel that are related to the main topic. So for example, on this channel, I talk a lot about growth on YouTube, but there is a lot of aspects to that. There's all the tutorials like I'm doing now, but there's also the mindset behind things, the psychology, how to choose a niche, how to monetize off YouTube. There are all these different strategies that I can talk about that are related to the main part of this channel, which is making money, monetizing fast, and turning your passion into a dependable income by teaching that to other people. That's the main goal of this channel. But I'll talk about different things that are kind of related to that. And you should do the same. So don't ever think you have to only talk about one thing, because you probably have 2, 3, 4 different passions that you can interlink with each other, which also makes your channel super unique. That's what people are coming to your channel for, the uniqueness that you can offer. Like, it's not overly saturated at all. There are more creators, there are more people on YouTube watching, but people are coming to watch your videos because of you. You are the uniqueness. You're the person that's gone on this journey so far. That is the most important thing you need to remember. So choose a niche, just pick one, don't overthink it, and get going. Another common mistake I see: poor titles and thumbnails. Now, you will see on this channel, I have been strategically trying to test lazy thumbnails. So these are basically thumbnails that aren't edited at all. And just to see how that resonates with my audience. Because sometimes they work, sometimes I find I get better results from more edited and more thought out thumbnails. And that's generally been my rule of thumb. I spend a lot of time on the title and thumbnail because, again, you can have the best video ever, but if nobody clicks on that title and thumbnail, they're not going to watch your video. So you do need to understand the psychology and the art and science behind how to get the click and how to create a good title and thumbnail. What about the algorithm? Let's talk a bit about the algorithm. So since I started on YouTube, the algorithm has changed so much. Well, actually, back then, years ago, it used to all be about how many subscribers you had. So if you had more subscribers, the chances are your videos would be shown in front of people who had that general interest. It was based on subscribers. So bigger channels would get promoted like crazy, and smaller channels would just be at a disadvantage and a handicap straight away, which is ridiculous. But now what YouTube seems to have done, they seem to have followed suit of platforms like Instagram and TikTok, where it's interest based now. So it's not subscriber based, it's interest based. So now you'll probably see on your homepage feed, you're going to be getting videos from creators that have millions of subscribers, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but then also smaller creators who have maybe a handful of subscribers. Because YouTube is testing these video creators and ideas, which is great for people like you and me. You're able to put yourself and give yourself a shot every single time you upload of being put in front of a new audience who hopefully will like your video and want to watch more of what you create. So that's why interest-based algorithms now are insane. We'll never be able to figure out the actual algorithm and say, well, you need to post this on this time, this format. It's always going to be a constant moving battle, but never feel like you're creating videos for an algorithm. You're creating videos for a single person on the other side of the camera. That's how you need to think about things. If you want to go and watch a video on packaging, specifically titles and thumbnails, I will leave a link above here somewhere, which you should go and check out next. Packaging for me is one of the most important things. I love talking, designing thumbnails and writing titles. So I will give my best tips for doing that in this video right here.